Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditaratah chartheshvabhijñasvarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyanti yatsurayah tejo varimrudam yatha vinimayah yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi Satchidanandarupaya Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Dvaipayano viraha katara ajuhava Tam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. Yes. So yesterday we were seeing the story of Brahmājī seated on lotus meditating on Lord. So what are the points? Lotus represents perfection. We are all supported by a perfect God, which is Satchit Ananda Atma. Then, just as Brahmājī is a creator, we also are creators of our own destiny. Then, just like Brahmājī has 4 heads, we also have 4 heads. What are they? The antarkarana, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Just as Brahmājī was confused in the beginning, we are also confused. Sometimes not only in the beginning, throughout our life also. Right. Then Brahmājī was going along the stalk of the lotus to find his origin. He could not find. What it means is, as long as our attention is turned outside, we will never know the truth of this universe. So what is the way? There is only one way. To solve this cosmic puzzle, there is only one way. Look within. So there is a beautiful story given by Pujya Gurudev. So this boy, summer vacation had started, was creating a lot of trouble. And parents always are troubled when children are at home. Lot of mischief. So then this mother shouted at the father, this Raju is creating a lot of trouble. He is beating his sister, doing a lot of mischief. Keep him occupied some way or the other. So the father called the son, come here. So he took a complicated map, maybe of the world. And he said, see Raju, look at this map thoroughly. Now I am going to cut it into so many pieces. So it was in some newspaper or something. I am going to cut in a lot of small pieces. Now you look at this. I will give you some time, 2 minutes time. You see the whole map. And after that I will cut it. You will have to join it. He said, fine. So this paper was given to him. He saw the whole thing and gave it back. The father cut it in as much as complicated as possible because he didn't want this fellow to solve the puzzle. And he gave it to him. Wonder of wonders, within 2 minutes the boy gave it back. Now the father was stunned. Why he was stunned? Because he knew that he himself could not do that. Forget about the child. So then asked the boy, my dear, brilliant fellow, how did you do it? So then the boy said, Father, just behind this map, there was a person in coat, suit, boot, etc. I just set the person right. I was not at all bothered about the map. What did I do? I just set the person right and everything was right. So what is the message here? You set yourself right. Just know yourself and this whole puzzle of cosmos will be solved. Very strange thing. What is jīva-Jagat-Īshvara? Everything will be clear to you when you know who you are. All confusion is because we don't know who we are. Problem starts there. Now, instead of trying to know who we are, what are we trying to do? We are trying to know what the world is. We are going into the wrong direction. So, yesterday I said, modern scientists are totally puzzled because the very direction is wrong. They are more worried about the observed world and they have forgotten the most important thing, the observer. Observer is not taken into account, only the observed world is taken into account. Therefore, there is all confusion. And they are never going to reach the goal. That is why you will find all the great scientists somewhere later in their life, in utter confusion, in utter helplessness, they have turned to philosophy. They have turned to spirituality. Everyone. If you see the story of Albert Einstein, and there are many other scientists also. Later on they say, we found refuge only in spirituality. We found our answers only in spirituality. So where the science ends, spirituality begins. So as long as your attention is outside, you are never going to solve this cosmic puzzle. Moreover, what was the next point? As long as you think you can solve it yourself, God will not interfere. God's grace will not enter. Right? And when does the guidance come? In total surrender, guidance comes. And how does the guidance come? Guidance comes as Shruti, as something which is heard. So you hear the words of the teacher, you hear the words of the scriptures, and thus the guidance comes. And what is the nature of the guidance? You will always find what you have heard is not what you see. So Brahmājī heard. What did he hear? Tapa, perform austerity. Brahmājī looked around. He did not find anyone. So there is a contradiction in what you hear and what you see. So yesterday we had seen all that. Your experience will contradict the statements of the scriptures. Now the choice is yours. Either to go along with what the senses show you, or take the path shown by the scriptures. Choice is two. Your life can be Vasana Anusari or Shastra Anusari. Your life can be according to your own vasanas, your own likes and dislikes. That is one path. It is called as the path of prayers, the path of the pleasant. The path shown by the scriptures is called path of Shreyas, path of good. So these two paths are always available in front of mankind. The wise one, they choose the path of Shreyas. Majority choose the path of prayers. And that makes the difference. Yes. Now what next? The most important thing in scriptures, in spirituality, is Shraddhā. You have to have faith. You don't see the result, but even without seeing the result, you have to take the first step. So Shraddhā is very much emphasized in spirituality. I am not experiencing, but my Guru cannot be wrong. Though I am not experiencing, the scriptures cannot be wrong. I trust them. I know they are taking me in the right path. They will never mislead me. This feeling from within is called Shraddhā. And it is a true sign of purity of mind. A person who has no purity can never have Shraddhā. The ability to trust is the sign of purity. So you take the first step. So your spiritual journey starts with Shraddhā, faith. Faith in God, faith in Guru, faith in scriptures. And what is the expression of this Shraddhā? The expression of this Shraddhā is you work hard to realize your goal. And that is shown by tatparaha. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparaha sanyata indriyaha. Tatparata means working hard, keeping that and that alone as the goal. Never getting distracted. Never allowing the senses and the mind to get dissipated. So conserving the energy with a withdrawn mind and intellect, applying the energy unto the chosen goal. This is true with every field, not only spirituality. If you want to succeed in life, you have to conserve your energy and then you have to apply your energy. In order to apply the energy, your goal should be clear. So clarity in the goal, then conservation of energy, application of energy. This is the secret of success in every field. Now, since the spiritual goal is the highest goal, absolute conservation, perfect application is unavoidable. So therefore here you will find Brahmājī working hard. 1,000 divine years of tapas. What does it show? Tatparata is shown. Even when you fail, you don't give up. The battle is kept on. So what does it mean when it is said that Brahmājī has done tapas for 1,000 years? It only means in the beginning he was failing. Let us not be in any kind of delusion that in the beginning itself he was perfect. If in the beginning itself he was perfect, then he would have got the darshan of Bhagavān then and there itself. The very fact that it took 1,000 years, it means meditation was not perfect. But though the meditation was not perfect, he was learning lessons. Because in spirituality, as we had seen yesterday, there are a lot of lessons to be learned at different stages of life. It is not just one lesson. Just like if you want to cut a big log of wood, there are many strikes necessary. Suppose thousands of strikes, let us assume you need to strike 1,000 times with an axe. 1,000th time, the one log become 2 pieces, let us say. You cannot say, I should have struck that 1,000th one. You cannot say that. Each strike is creating a progress in cutting that log, isn't it? In the same way, in meditation also, even the failures are nothing but success in the long run. Failures are not failures. So at the seat of meditation, even if you find the mind wandering, don't get discouraged. Keep on. Never lose spirit. Even if you go to sleep, doesn't matter. Even if you are not able to control the mind, doesn't matter. Keep at it. And slowly, the secrets of handling the mind gets revealed to you. So as we have seen yesterday, mind has got three moods: sattva, rajas and tamas. When the mind is sattvic, you are able to handle the mind better. You are a better person when the mind is sattvic. So therefore, how to make the mind sattvic? There are techniques. Selfless service, worship of the Lord, purity of mind, there are techniques. As you develop these techniques, mind become more and more sattvic. When the mind becomes more and more sattvic, you yourself will see the changes in you. There is a greater mastery over the mind. And because there is a greater mastery over the mind, you become more and more efficient in your day-to-day work. This efficiency you will see yourself. As a person is gaining more and more control over the mind, he becomes more and more efficient in his profession, in his daily life. You will see all these changes as the years pass by. You can feel that, 5 years back how I was, and now what a big difference it has made in life. You can clearly see the change. Right? So yesterday we were seeing how when a person meditates for a long time, how slowly the inner world gets revealed to him. And what is the inner world? The world of thoughts. The thoughts at the conscious level, the thoughts at the subconscious level. So in the beginning, you are not even aware of the conscious thoughts. But as you start meditating, the conscious thoughts become revealed to you. But as the meditation becomes deeper and deeper, you start seeing even the thoughts at the subconscious level. And remember one thing, the moment you have detected the thought, you are in control of the thought. The moment you detect a thought, you are in control of the thought. Now you can decide whether to entertain that thought or to stop the thought. Whether to entertain it or to nip it in the bud. This is possible only when you have detected the thought. And this detection happens at the earliest stage with deeper and deeper meditation. And the depth in meditation increases with your sincere efforts. So at a very early stage you are able to see the thought. Now you can decide the course of the thought, direction of the thought. If it is a positive thought, you entertain it. If it is a negative thought, you destroy it. And once this change you are able to make at the very core of your being, then what happens is slowly your entire personality starts changing, starts transforming. So when you are in conversation with a person, the mind is bringing out a negative thought. Let us speak this way because that person is hurting me. Let me also hurt. Now because you are because you practice meditation, one part of your mind is always withdrawn, introverted. So you are detecting these thoughts. And you have detected this negative thought. This negative thought is telling, let me shout at him because he is also shouting at me. But then, since you have detected this negative thought, you are getting enough time to transform this negative thought into a positive thought. So the first thought is, let me shout at him. Then you say, no, if I shout, these will be the consequences. We will not be able to solve the problem. Only the ego clash will be there. So this is not the solution. Let me frame my sentence in this way that he doesn't feel hurt and he becomes open. Now all these things happen at the subconscious level. You think lots. And you have lot of time to think because you are detecting the thought at a very early stage. Channelizing the thought at the very early stage is easy. So this way, the way you speak, it undergoes remarkable transformation. The way you perform your action, the way you carry yourself, your behavior, everything undergoes a salutary change. These are all the little benefits which a person who sits regularly for meditation, he experiences. These are all the little things. At the worldly level I am saying. So therefore at the worldly level also you become very efficient. At the spiritual level also you start growing. So there are a lot of lessons to be learned. And as you become adept, a master of the lessons, of the fundamentals of life, slowly, you are able to go higher and higher into meditation. You are able to go deeper and deeper into your own self. So as you go within, as you control the inner world, not only that you control the external world, you control the external environment. As you keep evolving spiritually, you come to know who you are. You start experiencing that you are not this body, you are the observer of the body. Slowly, you start identifying with the consciousness in you and not the body in you. You start knowing yourself as a different entity, a different being, whose nature is Sat, Chit and Ananda. So once you come to know yourself, then life becomes very easy because you have to just play the role given to you. And you are able to play the role very well because you come to know that you are not the role which is being played. And thus you will find you will be less affected by the life's ups and downs. So these are all the changes that we see in meditation. Therefore one must keep at it. Whether we fail or succeed, that's a different thing. We should not say, I don't have time for prayer, I don't have time for my sadhana, I am so busy. It is like a person who says, I am so busy that I don't have time to open my eyes. He is busily walking, rather running. He is running, but with closed eyes. Why don't you open the eyes? No, I don't have time, I am very busy. Where are you running? One absent-minded professor, he entered into the taxi and ordered the driver, come on, top speed. And the driver, he went, 90, 100, 120. And then this professor suddenly remembered that he has not given instruction where to go. So he asked, where are you going? The driver said, I don't know, but I am going at top speed. The instruction which you have given, I am following. This is the case with majority of the people. We are going in top speed. Education, job, MNC, bigger salary, bigger post, top speed. By the end of the life, we come to know, the track which we have taken is wrong. Right. So now let us proceed forward. So this is 1,000 years of tapas. At least we should spend at least 1,000 seconds, So that's why I've spent so much of time. Now the next lesson. What is the next lesson? In this life, in spiritual journey, we are all alone. In spiritual journey, we are all alone. Just like Brahmājī. So what is the meaning? Brahmājī was all alone. He looked around and nobody was there. Means what? We are not talking of this material world. We are talking of the spiritual world. In spiritual world, you will be all alone. You can't bring anyone along with you. Because in spirituality, you are withdrawing the senses, and once you have withdrawn the senses, the world is of no use to you. The body is of no use to you. The senses are of no use to you. You are in a different world called spiritual world. The journey is called spiritual journey. All alone. Nobody can accompany you. At the time of death also, you are all alone. Even while living also, you are all alone. It is only an illusion that people are with us. No. Alone to the alone, all alone. Gurudev's statement. Alone to the alone, all alone. Not only that you are alone, as Bhagavad Gita says, the next point, Uddharet atmana atmanam na atmanam avasadhet. You are your enemy, you are your friend. Your own mind is your greatest friend, your own mind is your greatest enemy in this journey. Nobody can do sadhana for you. You have to do the sadhana all yourself. At the most, the guru, the scriptures, etc. can guide you. Guidance is always in terms of shruti. You hear the instruction. But who has to follow the instruction? We ourselves. Nobody can help us. This is the point. Let it be very clear. The help can be at the most an instruction and guidance. So Guru can show the goal to you. He can show the path to you. He can show the possible obstacles you will encounter en route. He can give you the solutions for those obstacles. But who has to walk the path? We ourselves. There is no choice. The Guru can at the most, with the torchlight, lighten the path, but walking the path is left to us. Nobody can help. So all these stories, wherever you find the Guru touching the head of the disciple and the disciple got enlightened, they are all fake. If you are expecting such a Guru, I will wait for that Guru who will say, my dear child, I was waiting for you. Now that you have come here. These can happen only in movies, not in real life. Even Bhagavān Krishna was helpless. What to talk of us? Arjuna, here he is, totally confused, shattered, broken. Bhagavān could have touched him. Bhagavān was Yogeshwara Krishna, the master of all yogas. He could have used the touch yoga. But he knew that touch yoga won't work. So what was done? Teaching was given. How long? 700 verses of teaching. Because that's the only way. The darkness which is there in the heart cannot be removed by others. We only have to remove. Darkness is caused by ignorance. Ignorance can go only with knowledge. And unless I am open to knowledge, where is the question of dispelling this ignorance? Shravana, Manana and Nididhyāsana is unavoidable. Nobody can help you in this. You must do yourself. Others can guide you, but you have to do. Here also you will find tapa. Bhagwan, why don't you do tapas for me? He could have said. Bhagwan can only instruct. Tapas has to be done by Brahmājī only, no other choice. So everywhere you will find Guru give the instruction, disciple works on it. Everywhere. And Guru makes it very clear also. Now everything depends on you. I have given whatever has to be given. In Sandipani also we are told the same thing. 2 years teaching is given. Now we are left unto ourselves. Guidance is given. Knowledge is given. All possible questions in the mind, they are answered. Exposure to the knowledge is given. Now you are left into the field, into the world. Now Bhagavan will take care of you. If you deserve kicking, you will get kicks. If you deserve praise, you will get praise. This is the instruction given. The point is this: everyone has to walk this path ourselves. Nobody can help us. These fundamentals should be very clear. Otherwise there are people, by the grace of God, by the grace of Guru. They expect the God and Guru to do everything for him. Grace of God and Guru is always there. You have to be open to it, and then you have to make use of it. Hard work, there is no excuse for it. So these fundamentals have to be very, very clear. There are some people who never attend satsang, and they say, when grace of God descends, then from there onwards I will start attending. I think now grace is not there. You are blaming God. Because grace is not there, I am like this. You are like this, therefore grace is not entering. That way they won't say. Because grace is not there, I am like this. Somehow we have made this a habit to blame somebody else for our imperfection. Because Guru's grace is not there, because God's grace is not there, I am like this. So these fundamentals should be clear. What is that? In spiritual journey we are all alone, and then others can only help us, guide us. Actual walking the path, putting forth the effort, it is totally left unto us. There is no choice. And the last one, we get what we seek. The last point. So Brahmājī sought God. He had time for God. He valued God. Therefore, God appeared before him. So in life also this is a law. What you seek, you get. What you don't seek, you will not get. And whatever you value, you seek. And whatever you value, you have time for it. This is a law of life. And now, Brahmājī gets the vision of Bhagavān. Let us move forward now. So what is mentioned here? Tasmai salokam Bhagavān sabhājitah sandarshayamasa param nayat param vyapeta sanklesha vimoha sadhvasam swadrishtavadbhir vibudhairabhishtutam pravartate yatra rajastamastayoh sattvam cha misram cha nachak sattvam cha misram nachakala vikramah nayatra maya kimutapare hare anuvrata yatra surasurarchitaha. So after this 1000 years of tapas, then he sees light. He sees the vision. And what does he see? He has come in Vaikunthaloka. So in Vaikunthaloka, what kind of world is it that is described here? So that is the world where Rajas, Tamas, Sattva, etc., they have no sway. Maya has no sway. Time has no sway. And all the beings residing there, they appear like Bhagavān only. Worshipped by the Devatas and the Asuras, these divine beings living in this Vaikunthaloka, they appear just like Bhagavān. So how is Bhagavān? Blue in color, wearing yellow robe, diamonds and jewels and all such kinds of ornaments, kirita, etc. Lotus eyes, very handsome, attractive. So all those descriptions. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, 4 hands, etc. All the beings. And it is said that Bhagavān was seated on a throne of great majesty, surrounded by all the, principles. Mahat Tattva, Ahankara, Prakriti, Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Pranas, Pancha Mahabhutas, all these deities were there in prostration. And these 6 bhagas also, 6 wells. What are they? Aishwarya, Dharma, Yashas, Sri, Jnana, Vairagya. They were also there as attendants, ever ready to serve him. There's a description given. Adhyarhaniyāsanamashthitam param vrutam chatushodasha pancha shaktibihi yuktam bhagaisvairitaratra chadhruvaihi swaeva dhaman ramamanamishwaram. So all these principles were there, ready to serve Bhagavān, and Bhagavān was seated on a throne. Now what does it mean? So this is considered to be the ultimate world. Now please understand, is this the ultimate world? Now such descriptions are given in scriptures. Never get confused with regard to all this. This is the Saguna Rupa of Bhagwan. Saguna Sakara Rupa of Bhagwan. And the Saguna Sakara is depending on how you meditate on God. So Brahmājī is seeing Vishnu as this because he meditated on Vishnu for so many years. This way. So those samskaras are projecting this world. No doubt the mind is pure, so it will project a divine world. A Shiva Bhakta will project a Kailasa, isn't it? Where Shiva is seated. So when you read all these Puranas, these fundamentals should be clear. In different Puranas, different deities are glorified, and those deities will be the ultimate. So in Shiva Purana, you will find Shiva is the ultimate and Vishnu, etc. They are ready to serve Shiva. In Bhagavata Purana, you will find Vishnu is the ultimate and others are just obeying his commands. Never get confused. See, when Bhagavatam is written, look at the Vishala Buddhi of Vyasa Rishi. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhi. In this society, varieties of people are there at different stages of evolution. Now, what are the different stages of evolution? People are tamasic, people are rajasic, people are sattvic. So, to know Bhagwan in its nirguna nirakara form, everyone cannot know. When you say Bhagwan is none other than consciousness in you, everyone cannot understand. So, therefore, Vyasa Rishi, what did he do? He has written a scripture in such a way that everyone has got something or the other to meditate, to appreciate. So therefore, these are all meant for the people who are not evolved much to understand the Nirguna Surupa of Bhagavan. So therefore, a story is made out of everything. So there is a Bhagavan, a beautiful Bhagavan, a handsome Bhagavan, because that's all these unevolved people will understand. In this world, there are three types of people. The most unevolved, they pay maximum attention to the physical beauty. This is how you rate the person. How much evolved a person is, you rate this way. The most unevolved, they give importance only to the physical beauty and color of the skin. So whoever is handsome, whoever is beautiful, whoever is fair, they are very much evolved. Right? This is the way they rate people. They respect people this way. Slightly more evolved, the second category. They rate the people based on the virtues, inner virtues, the character of the person. Physically, a person may be very beautiful, handsome, etc. But if the character is gone, this person is not attracted towards such people. So, this category is higher. And who is the best? The best is the one who is neither seeing the physical beauty, nor is he seeing the beauty of the character. He sees the essence of the being, which is the self. So therefore, that person is able to love everyone, because their essence is Satchit Ananda. Our essence is consciousness, which is all perfect. So even in a thief, even in a murderer, a saint is able to see that goodness in him, the perfection in him, and therefore they are able to love everyone. So these are the three types of people in the society. The first one, they pay attention only to the body, because that's all their knowledge. The second one, they pay attention to the character of the person, the virtues of the person. The third one, very rare one, they pay attention to the essence. So according to your understanding about yourself, you see other people, that's all. So now people who are the most unevolved, where will their attention be? Upon the physical thing. So therefore you will find in scriptures Vishnu with lot of gold and diamond and jewelry and all that, full makeup. Because that is the one which he values. He can't value a virtuous Bhagwan, compassionate Bhagwan. He can value only a Bhagwan who is the Lord of all wealth. So how will you express your wealth? Put on gold chains, diamond necklace. Just imagine the miserable condition of the person who is filled with all golds here and there. It is miserable. Now, these are all explanations given only to attract the unevolved minds. So, Vanamali is there. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. What a miserable condition it will be. We can't even stand this way for 1 hour. And here Bhagavan is standing all throughout his life like this. And he is immortal also. Just imagine his misery. So be practical. So when all these things are told, understand this is only to attract the unevolved minds. Because majority of the people belong to this category. They are attracted by all these powers, glories, wealth, rich. Right. So these fundamentals should be understood. What is the ultimate truth? Bhagavan himself is going to say now, what I am. That portion will come. So now we will pause here, because the next portion we will take in the evening. Now what does Bhagavan do with Brahmājī? What is the dialogue? Very, very important portion here it comes. This is the core of Bhagavatam. The Chatushloki Bhagavatam is going to come now, where Bhagavan instructs Brahmājī. What is the truth? How you should live in this life. The 4 questions which Brahmājī asks is, Bhagavan, who are you? Please give me your Nirguna Surupa. Give me the knowledge regarding your Nirguna Surupa. Second, please tell me how you create and destroy this world. And thirdly, now that I have to do this work, ensure that when I perform this action, these actions won't bind me. And fourthly, may I not have the arrogance that I am the creator of this world. So please instruct me in such a way that I come out of this 2 defects, arrogance and the sense of doership. Now Bhagavan is going to give the instruction. Very few that we will see in the evening. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.